Aloha, my friends. Holy smokes, you guys. We are making bone broth today. This is amazing. So here's the deal. Bone broth is super, super rad for your body on so many ways, on an emotional state, for your skin, for your internal life and health support. Like, it is amazing to me, the levels in which bone broth helps the physical body. I mean, yeah, it's just super incredible. So some of the things that it does is we get a bunch of different different amino acids when we are drinking bone broth. And as we learned before, our neurotransmitters have to have amino acids to build themselves inside of our bodies. So when we are having like bad digestion, as we learned on Friday, when we have all these things that are happening inside of our bodies that are causing us to not have the amino acids that we need because our bodies are not our body isn't digesting the food, the proteins that we're eating, because that's how we get amino acids from proteins, then a right amount of neurotransmitters can't even be created inside the body. There isn't even a chance. And without those neurotransmitters being created, guess what happens? Yeah, our mental health is directly affected. You guys, this is for real. Our serotonin levels, our dopamine hits, like all about that. Without amino acids, it is not possible to be living an emotionally healthy life. Like it's really important, really serious. So if you're having gut issues, and you know what, the truth is, I'm pretty sure that everyone on here, that you probably have some gut issues. When you have gut issues, that is an indicator you are not creating the amount of neurotransmitters as you need to, because your gut is not able to. So other things, so I mean, that's how it directly affects your emotional state. You can't be as relaxed and as happy, feelings of joy and happy, even just the ability to make decisions as well. It just isn't as possible because those neurotransmitters you just don't have the right amount of them for them to be working. And diet is so huge. This is why we've taken out sugar, gluten, and dairies, is because, and you guys, that's no poisonous sugars either, right? All processed foods, no fast food, just stop, because we are healing that gut. It's so vital to the brain. Some other cool things that bone broth does, though, is it's high in collagen, which is super awesome and important for our skin. Like, your skin will improve. That's my 3-year-old, sorry about that. Your skin will improve, elasticity of your skin, joint health, your tendons, and joint tendons, cartilage, all of those things. So if you are recovering from any injuries, for sure, making sure that you're drinking a good amount of bone broth is super, super important. And if you're sick, for sure, 1 cup a day, 3 times a day, when you are really trying to heal from something. Now, just on a regular, maintaining your body, 1 cup a day, every single day is perfectly great. I like to drink it as tea. And you can add salt or you don't have to. But basically, kind of the way that you're going to do it is you're just going to do your bones and your water and your apple cider vinegar. You let the apple cider vinegar sit for 30 minutes to an hour, and that helps pull out the bone marrow and the nutrients from the bones. And then the last hour, between hour to 30 minutes, well, anytime before the last 30 minutes, then you can throw in the rest of your veggies. I actually didn't do that in this video, but that is actually the best way to ensure that your bone broth is actually keeping as much nutrients from those veggies. A good time to throw them in would be, I would just do it all at once, because I get 45 minutes, you add in your garlic and your parsley, or whatever fresh herbs that you're gonna have. And then at an hour, you can add your veggies. So what I would do is that if you were gonna wait to add your veggies, which next time I will, to be honest, I haven't made bone broth in a little while, and that is a new thing that I had learned. So the last time I made it, I did it that way because I had learned it then, but all the other times when I'd made bone broth, I hadn't. And so I just totally spaced. So I apologize about that. So you're gonna wait, and then what I would do is just like what I'm gonna do next time is just like the last 45 minutes, just throw everything in. Salt, pepper, corns, any herbs that you're using, fresh herbs that you're using, garlic for sure, and your sprout. Oh my gosh, I'm like sprout. Sorry guys, my brain. This is like midnight right now that I'm making this video for you. Then all your veggies. So onions, celery, and carrots. And you know, turnips inside of here is great, super healthy for you. It does add a flavor though that it's not our total favorite, but it is super good for you. Like if someone was super sick, I would make sure I threw turnips in there, but that's up to you. You can, you don't have to. Anyway, so some other things, that's basically the link between bone broth and your emotional health. But let me just tell you guys, bone broths also, there is an amino acid inside bone broth that has the same chemical structure as a certain medicine that they give for bronchitis. So it's so, and probably, this is my thought, because this is what happens often in the laboratory when they make medicines. They find something in nature and then they just try to rebuild it in the lab. It just doesn't work as well that way. And I'm assuming that's probably what happened here, is that they found a chemical in nature, probably in bone broth, that worked very well. And so they decided to build it in the lab and then charge people for it. Crazy, right? So the common cold and bronchitis was, like, there's been a good amount of research saying that it's so great for the common cold and bronchitis and helping support it. And it would be that you're drinking it, you know, like 3 times a day, at least one cup at a time, and then making sure that you're really breathing those fumes in as you're drinking it. And you can even drink it more than that. Like, you're gonna know, this is another thing, it's so important to be in tune with your body. Pay attention and know, and then just show up and do it the way that you feel that your gut tells you. I mean, that's a real thing. Like, listen to your gut, your intuition. It helps guide you. Listen to the depth of truth in your bones. Listen to it, pay attention. Some of the other things, oh yeah, so there was another study that was done, and it was on bone health. And there's a part of the process for the bone formation, and in order, when the bones are in that formation of that process, they need a consistent and constant supply of nutrients. It's required for it to like do this process properly. And it's calcium, protein, magnesium, phosphorus, vitamin D, potassium, zinc, manganese, I'm sure I just said that wrong, copper, boron, iron, vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin C, and vitamin B. And when you're using meats, and this includes fish, right? So meats including fish, and with all the veggies and everything that you put in there, you get such a high dense nutrients inside bone broth that it totally helps support the proper, it supports bone health. That is so awesome, which makes sense, right? You're getting the nutrients from the bone, so it makes sense that it would help and support your bone health as well. Bone broth also helps hydrate your body even better than water because of the electrolytes that come from the vegetables. What? So cool. It has electrolytes inside bone broth, so it's super great for hydration. Awesome. It's also super great for like recovery from workouts, and helps you have a better workout, probably because of the hydration. And then also the high protein levels. When you have high protein levels, it helps your muscles heal. So that's another thing to remember whenever you have any injuries and muscles needing to reheal, ligaments are needing to reheal, it's important to be giving your body the support. Bone broth is a great way to do that. We already talked about the neurotransmitters. Oh, so you guys, seriously, adding bone broth to your daily self-care routine, bam, that is going to be so golden. Like, I am so excited to hear your guys' personal experiences of how your life shifts through adding bone broth to your daily regimen. One thing that I talk about inside whatever the email is, it's really important that you're drinking it every day, right? Like, you can't get the nutrient value from it if you're not drinking it. So here's the deal. Well, and you guys, because it is such an easy way to digest, your body's able to absorb the nutrients. That's so beautiful, because it doesn't have to take all this time to break it down. It's already broken down. It just absorbs so awesome and beautifully into the body. So what was I just gonna say? What was I gonna say? Life experience, bone broth. Oh, you gotta be drinking it. So storage. Something you can do for storage is freeze them in mason jars. Leave about 2 inches from the top, so you give room for it to expand so it doesn't break, because it is a glass bottle, of course. But that's a great way. And then, like, if you're a working mama, or even just a regular, even if you stay at home, either way is fine, but it's easier for you to, like, just pull it out of the oven, pull it out of the freezer the night before. If you are going to be on the road, you can just have it with you. If you're going to be working, you can have it with you. By the time you get to the right place in your day, hopefully it's thawed out. And then once it gets thawed, I recommend pouring it into a cup, heating it up in the microwave, get it just warm, and that's like super yummy cup of tea. And again, you can add salt, or you don't have to add salt. For the last 2 times besides this one, I didn't add any salt. This time I don't even know if I added a full tablespoon, but maybe 1 tablespoon. When I did a very large batch, like I thought it was only 4 carcasses, but it was actually 5 carcasses. And it's a big pot. 2 onions, like 10 carrots, a whole thing of cilantro. I mean, not cilantro. You guys, I'm serious, sorry, my brain is shot. Celery. I'm like, what is the long stick, green stick? Celery. And you guys, celery juice, that's another thing that we'll do in here too. Anyways, so heat it up and drink it like tea. You can add salt, don't add salt. I did add some salt this time. I hadn't added it the last 2 times because my mother-in-law is watching her salt intake, so then everyone can add it. But there is, there are minerals that come when you add good salt to it. So that's something to think about. But if you're someone who needs to watch your salt intake, you can just add it afterwards, and you don't have to feel like it's a big deal. Or if you're making it for someone. I love drinking it as a cup of tea. My 3-year-old, like, he has been drinking this his whole life. It was the first thing I gave him coming from nursing. The very first food that I introduced to him was bone broth. If you are a mama here with new babies, that is the best thing. It's the best thing to introduce to your babies first is bone broth. It's so good for healing the gut. Man, it's amazing. And then making sure you add that. You could use that inside. Once you add other things, you could use that if you make your own baby food and you want to liquefy it, add some bone broth to that. Yes, that is such a healthy, yummy way, getting your baby so much more amazing nutrients. Protein, there's protein in bone broth. You guys, this is amazing. That's it. Have an amazing day. That's it. Enjoy your bone broth. Make your bone broth, and then make this a life shift so that you're making bone broth all the time, and explore with different types of bones. When you add chicken feet to whatever type of bones, it's super awesome and amazing. It makes it just even more gelatinous, even more collagen. Like, there's so much yumminess in chicken feet, lots of health benefits, which is pretty rad. Anyways, have a good one, you guys, and have an amazing week. I'm so excited to work with you awesome humans this week. Oh, own it, my friends, own it.